Hey guys, Metamon here, and today I'm bringing you a video about 5 things that every new collector or even someone who's been collecting should know. Let's get started with the most important one first. Always shop for better prices. This might be a hot take about TCG Player, but you should always use that to gauge the price, the fair market value of any card you're going to buy. But you should always buy the card off eBay. For 2 reasons, 3 maybe. TCG Player, their workers just went on strike to unionize because they were being treated so poorly. TCG Player has easily the worst quality control of any platform I've ever used to buy cards. And they have the worst shipping times and the worst packaging. Do you want your $20 card being shipped in some paper envelope that takes 3 weeks to get to you? No, not really. They're only good for checking the average price of a card that you're willing to buy. For eBay, you should always check ending soonest plus auction to kind of look for some deals that maybe have 0 bids, maybe have a lower price than what TCG Player is saying. Or you can always just go lowest price, buy it now. But sometimes that'll take you on some weird goose chase because people use keywords in their title that are misleading. So you'll get a bunch of spam stuff. But just make sure that you're always shopping for the best prices. This kind of leads into the second point. Pokemon is extremely expensive. You should be, if you're spending money in the hobby actively, giving yourself a budget and never spend more than what you budgeted for. It's tempting to, you see things, you want to buy them, but if you're in it only for collecting, there has to be a point where you stop yourself and give your wallet a chance to recover and just wait, because the cards are going to be out there. Make sure your bills are paid, make sure all your expenses are covered before you go spending any money like crazy. Something that kind of ties into that is almost every recent Sword and Shield set, and I'm sure leading into Scarlet and Violet, there's going to be cards that everyone's chasing, $100 or higher, and getting into graded cards is a whole nother thing. It's 10 times more expensive. Well, not 10 times, but can be more expensive sometimes. Another very expensive thing about the hobby, opening packs. Sword and Shield, Evolving Skies, open a $10 pack, 99% of the time you're pulling like 15 cents in cards. Buy singles, and the reason it's experience the hobby is in quotation marks is because you're not experiencing the hobby. You're glorified gambling. And I mean, it's your money. Nothing wrong with that, but it's what you're doing. Another thing, you should only ever buy the cards that you yourself want to buy. Again, if you're just in this for collecting, you're not reselling, just only buy the cards you want. Do not buy, I don't know, like Pokérev when he didn't find that stupid Aerodactyl and people freaked out and were buying them. Don't be that person. Buy what you want. Unless you genuinely want whatever the YouTuber or whatever is selling. And something that people say, buy the card and not the grade when it comes to collecting graded cards, but in my opinion, definitely buy the grade, because if you wanted the card, you would just buy a raw card. When you're buying a graded card, in most cases you want the highest quality, you want the 10. So it's personal preference, but if you're willing to buy a card and you have your eye on it, it's out of your budget right now, maybe save up 2 budgets and just get the 10 card and don't sacrifice it for a 9 unless you want to save money, because I don't know, just understand that you should probably buy the grade, not the card, when you're getting the graded cards. Because if you just want the regular card, just buy the raw card, put it in a hard case. Next point. Another thing about grading. If you're just a collector and you want to send your cards to get graded, it is expensive. The YouTubers, you all look at them sending grades, getting graded cards back like it's nothing. It is extremely expensive. The memberships, they can get you. The CGC, for example, the memberships are from $10 to $250. If you're just in it for collecting, get the cheapest membership possible. The only benefit of the higher memberships is 10% off. But realistically, if you're grading as just a collector, you're probably not sending in that many cards to where you can fully take advantage of that 10%. So spending $250 for it is not a smart decision. Just spend the 10 and then you get into the real money drainer, which is bulk submissions. To some people, it might not seem like a lot, but to others, it might be a lot. $15 a card, and with CGC at least, you have to meet a minimum requirement of 25 cards. So you have to, it's around $464 to make one 25 card submission to CGC, because shipping's about $60 in total, and the cards, $15 a card times 25, it's around like $450, $460. Again, if that's fine with you, whatever, but just, it's very expensive, and no one talks about how expensive it is. When it comes to grading companies, it truly does not matter. Do whatever grading company you want. It's all some random person's opinion at the end of the day. So it's not like you're getting, I don't know, certain grading companies you're definitely getting different quality, but CGC, PSA, Beckett, the gold standards. PSA is always going to sell more though. Just keep that in mind. But if you like the look of a CGC or a Beckett, go with that one. I prefer a Beckett. I think it looks the best, but that's just my personal opinion. All right, the last point. New cards. New cards are always going to have a premium no matter what set is releasing. The highest alt arts, the rainbows, the VMAXs, V-stars, any of it, trainer galleries, it's always going to have a premium as soon as that releases. Look at pre-orders of like some Japanese sets. The English sets pre-orders are just insane. Then the card actually releases, prices drop, but they're still pretty high. Then you give it like a couple weeks and prices are just dropped. You should always buy after this like 2-week period for things to cool off, sometimes longer than 2 weeks. Another thing, the first PSA to 10 to market is always going to be exorbitantly high priced for some reason, and for some reason people will pay that much money for it knowing that it's going to drop significantly. I mean, just look at the Mewtwo V-Star from Crown Zenith. Most of them, I saw some sold for $750, something like that, on their first release. A couple weeks later, selling for $400, $300. People, I don't know why they do it, but they always pay the 10 premium for an ultra modern card that's going to have hundreds of 10s in the pop report. It's not worth it. And I think one of the most important things that people should understand in order to save money in the hobby. Don't support pre-orders that are going for more than MSRP. So websites that are charging like Scarlet and Violet ETBs for $80 an ETB for some terrible reason. Do not support those websites. You are getting scammed. You can find deals for, even under MSRP. Game Nerds always has good deals. Keep your eyes open for the best price. But I believe that's all for the video today, guys. So if I had any eye-opening points, or if there's anything you want to leave in the comments that I missed, feel free to do so. Please like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.